Yeah, watch the viewer count just fly up now. I'm just being like, there's a cat. Everybody, pile in, there's a cat. That's not actually what does it. Usually what does it, how to get a viewer count go up is when you say, I'm going to go off in about 5 minutes. That's usually how it works. If you say that, then watch people flood in. They're like, oh, this dude's leaving too. It's the fastest way to get a raid as well, is when you say you're leaving.
Yo, nice.
Yeah, that kind of works. And we'll do a lighter version here. Oops, just to bridge it. Sweet. We might be back in a bit. I'm not sure actually. I might throw like a devlog or something on the stream, and then everyone can leave if they want. But if anyone wants to hang out for a bit, then the devlogs can be there. And then I'll come back after I've eaten after half an hour. Some people do that, right? Just to keep the streams going. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, I've got them now, right? I can just use that. I can pin you at lunch. Huh. It's alright, I guess. I mean, you don't have to stay. Like, that's the thing. You could just be like, alright, sweet, go to lunch, I'm leaving. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to find, like, different ways. Because the thing is, if I leave now and go off stream and then come back, if I come back in half an hour, then everyone would have left and they're not going to come back, basically. Out to lunch, enjoy the devlog. It might be worth a try. I don't know.
What color to use over here? I don't want to copy too much this guy. Yeah, I could do. How big is this? 100. Yeah, but this is not necessary. Okay, so let's do something on Figma. You got mail. Okay. So this guy is 450 by 200. Okay, so 450 by 200. 200 to 50. 200. This guy over here is 20. Okay. Then in here I have one guy that is but I don't want it to be exactly equal, maybe. But can I have three of these? Okay. Does that look okay? Okay. Then fill stroke. Actually, well, I could have a shadow. That's fine. Right? You can have a shadow like three, and more like 50. Also here. Maybe two. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, okay. And then for the color, I don't want a straight out copy, right? This is what it looks like now. So what do I have here for reference? This. If I use this color. Hmm. Is pretty similar to what I have there. Could work. Okay. Just a tiny bit plus stroke, which could start with this, but then I could just make it a bit more. Yeah, inside. Yeah, but maybe. Yeah, but can I? It'd be nice if I could. I mean, of course, that this is. Maybe I can make this darker. Yes. You know. Oh yeah, I do have it. I have it. Here, yeah. This guy. Phil. Okay. Grab this guy. How do I change the color of this guy? Okay, so then that does that mean that I can this is very yellow. Hello. Now let's import these guys. Okay, so first panel.
how's it for the UI? The Polyglot programmer, just the person I was looking for. It's going well. It's going well. We figured it out. And this is what we got so far. I think we got it. I think. It's not too difficult. It's more of a pain in the butt, but it's not too difficult. We haven't used this yet, but we've been looking at the Polyglot GameDev and getting ready for that. But yeah, this is gonna be useful. We need Demon, but yeah, what we decided is instead of doing things like an adjective and whatnot, we decided to just hardcore go at it with a full sentence, and then we'll have the person translating it just translate it. I think that's the plan. Do it simple, but it's not too many. It's not too bad. 45. We still got 15 more to go. 15 dialogues to go, but that shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Yeah, that is not too bad. Yeah. Although I do wish I kind of had this in mind from the beginning. That would have been useful. But the next task, once we finish doing the rest of these, the next task is figuring out, okay, how do we like have them select what language to use? How did you get merch while you're still so small? You can have merch at any size. You can open up merch shops pretty easily. But the reason why we did it is because we had some people asking, like, first off asking for it, but also I wanted to provide something that people could wear to like show off, be like, hey, I'm also part of the Freedom Forge Studios team as well.
See if we can send something to him quickly.
He's not really that small. It's just your monitor.
Runner.
But yeah, that's the idea. I am gonna be eventually adding a couple more things to it, because right now it's just a sweatshirt and a t-shirt. The tough part though is I refuse to just add random things, because I need to do the research to make sure that it's the right materials and that so I'm not like giving away crap, you know. So like for example, this sweatshirt, I had to buy a full test sweatshirt to make sure that it was as comfortable as I want, that it would go through the wash multiple times and not fade or get ruined in any sense. Same thing with the t-shirt, which this one, the t-shirt. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, because there's a lot of different options you can go with for different materials with clothing. It was a lot. What context do you use stats for game stats? Stats is in like your like, what is your health, your damage, your defense, your attack speed, your attack range. What are your stats? So it's I don't know what they use in other languages. Stats is kind of like a shorter term. Yeah, they're like player stats. Kind of like player stats. Okay, so now that we got that, we need to go to all of our quest companions now. Close the enemies. Quest companions. And...
The language though. What did I do the language?
Be rough. Because they use the same
I don't remember why I did the language.
Yeah. We can close the bosses.
It's not here, manager.
Boom. Okay.
Not props.
Start with the fairy. Quest fairy. They all use the same script though. So we have to keep that in mind when doing this, because they use the exported messages for it. How does the 100k Mightstone add to game reward work? You redeem it, and you say what you want to add to the game, and then we add it to the game. That's about it. So for example, Hikatile added an Easter egg Sammy added an Easter egg. Flagel added
Jeez.
the color blindness. So it's kind of like that. Now, if someone says to add something that's like NSFW, I'm not gonna add that. Not gonna add that. We get ads about to play in a couple seconds, so we're gonna chuck on the words. Oh,
Hello there. How's my farm doing? Pretty good, I think. Let's throw this up. No, let's see this. Hey ABC, sorry I missed you, but yeah, I'm here now. Platforms, YouTube, yes, connected. Twitch, yes, connected. All right. So far, our app is going well. Let's see how our guys doing.
Good night, North Pole. Have a great night. Appreciate you being here. Sleep well. Catch you later. Are you gonna make me redeem this again? Wait, redeem what? What are you redeeming? I'm looking.
Oh yeah, by the way, I needed
What-
I wanted to buy some
Redeem
new
what again?
games. Actually had a couple games here.
Just trust me. No, yeah, no. I'm trusting you, Savage. I'm trying to logic it out in my head here for learning purposes. I'm trying to figure out, okay, so how is this working? Because of course, like, I could just blindly put in what you said, put in what you say, but I also, that doesn't teach me anything. So I need to like think about it a little bit, and then I can understand it better. So if we say companion name equals translate companion name, and then you're saying here, instead of saying Dave the Fairy, we would say fairy companion or fairy name. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why my Steam always
then
does
here,
that. It says it
say
didn't went through, but it
fairy
actually
name.
does. So I just need to
Fairy
install that,
dialogue
and it's fine.
A.
Yeah, I'll play those
Fairy
for now. It's okay.
dialogue B. Sorry, went AFK without a word? No sweat. No sweat.
So yeah, I want to help
C.
this guy, but I want to remember
sister
what I
Nikki. Yeah,
did
no
in
problem
my
at
own
all.
project.
So we got Dave the Fairy. And then we want
Guess let me get
copy,
oh,
paste, copy, paste, copy. I could have just cut. That probably would have been better. But okay. And then what we say here is fairy name, because it's a string anyways. Fairy dialogue A. Can I just use variables in the inspector? Is that what y'all are doing? So we're using strings, because they are strings. So we're using a string to get a string. Fairy dialogue, or not using a string to get a string, sorry. Companion name is a string, but we're not giving it, we're giving it a string. And so companion name being a string is going to be this string name. It's companion name as a string, if that makes sense. Fairy dialogue C. That should work.
Okay, the stat system has some stuff.
And then it plays
If I go in
the
here,
export.
take a look at the stat system.
Save. Okay. Now we just do that again. Quest elemental. You need to put code for dialogues and ready to. Oh, whoops.
So great. So where am I using stat?
So we say dialogue A equals C. Like that. So now we got the name and the dialogues. Save.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep helping this guy because I just wanna
I
take
wonder,
care
I
of
just had a curiosity. Do it like this. Try your fairy now. See, that's the difficult part. We can't. Because there's no, the CSV hasn't been updated. We have to re-download the CSV and plop it in and then reset all of the translation files. Very annoying, right?
Okay, now I wanna add a
Because we're not
audio.
directly manipulating a CSV, we're manipulating a sheet and then saving it as a CSV. Annoying but not impossible, yeah. You're testing a new method. That's true, I probably should just test it then. Okay. So file, download, CSV, save as. ROM Rapture localization, save, yes.
This guy is doing it.
And I wonder if this will just work without having to reset all the translation
So much
files.
work. Good do.
Because it's getting the exact same path, right? Yeah. So that actually might be fine. We do need to go to the UI. Because I did set it right here to Polish. As long as this works, you can do it to other things, and you'll be golden. Without having to re-download and test. Yeah. First make sure. All that's good. All that's good. 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 So far, so good. Oh, we need to beat this realm real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. So now let's just.
Oh wait, it's on the ferry. We're gonna
Making a
fix
little
the
bit of
game.
cleanup here.
Project, user data folder.
Let me. Okay, let me.
Delete the save. Delete the achievements. Play.
Why?
Yeah, I already have the fairy companion.
Yeah, sorry for the noise, but I'm actually watching another streamer while I stream myself. There's this guy like, it's just Juno Covino, just Covino. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, super young. Super young. Good old developer. Join the team. He has merch and everything. Wonder where is about us. We're game development studio, Terrawatch, your favorite games. Okay, yeah, submission. Yeah. Alright, so I want to add audio to my game, and I did that a bunch of times. So now I want to add audio, so when yeah, so first things first. I think I'm just gonna add. I'm gonna use an audio mixer for that because I want to be able to. Actually, do I already have a sound effect here? No. That's effects. Music. So we haven't said what type of music I'm gonna use in this game. For now. Well, yeah, I have these two. I think I'm gonna have to open Audacity to play with these guys. No, I don't need that. That's what I want.
But the volume.
Hey Nadia. Oh, hi, childhood sounds. What are you working on? Yeah. Thanks. I'm actually listening to this person called Kilika Beats. It's to be honest, I don't even know if it's a he or she, but I've met him on another streaming channel, and it does a lot of just gaming mix and songs, and I think it can also commission music from it. But yeah, I'm actually working on two things right now. I was editing this sound. I'm actually working on a little, just a little prototype of an idea that I had for a idler game where well it's kind of silly, but yeah, the idea is a idler game that kind of imitates the old AOL email clients from the 90s, right? So then the idea is that it would kind of run by itself over here. Here you would connect to the internet and it would make that weird sound. That's what I was working on right now. And then you would start getting emails. You could get upgrades like getting anti-spam, antivirus, and you could, and then the thing could kind of would kind of run by itself. So it's yeah, I just got inspired because I was playing a lot of Rusty's retirement last week, and I said, oh, maybe I can create a little idler game imitating the old internet or something. So that's one of the things that I'm working on right now. Actually, today I'm kind of focusing on this. My other project, which is my main project, actually, is actually a it's actually this guy over here, which is a farming game about sheep. Actually, I think that's the best way to describe it. And I've actually been working on this guy a bit longer. I spent quite a lot of time on the sheep herding mechanics and making the sheep behave a certain way. I've also implemented the move around camera. Yeah, so you can move around, you can rotate the camera, you can even drag it and things like that. You can zoom in and you can see that the sheep they kind of stay together, right? I can also move around with the keyboard. Oh yeah, it also moves around if I go to the edge. If I want to, I can disable that. Some people don't like that because it's annoying when you're testing the editor and you're always doing this. So yeah. You see how this guy went together with the other ones, and yeah, that's because of the behavior that I kind of programmed them to do. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they're not. I don't know. Apparently, they're only gonna keep going in circles. I need to implement it's like a wander behavior because they're only supposed to keep like running like this if there's like a predator. If there's no predators, sheep don't actually keep walking around. Um, there are a lot of sheep where I'm from, and for the most part, they just sit around all day. They don't go walking around all over the place. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was working on. I like, for example. So yeah, so this is one day I was running and I saw a bunch of sheep. So you see how they stay? They just do this all day. Like if there's no predator, no dogs, that's just what they do. You just sit around, eat some grass, go to another place, eat more grass. Yeah, I mean my game is it's definitely inspired by Rusty. But yeah, I actually had this. I was in another streaming the other day, and this guy was talking about like, oh, you know, it would be like a super relaxing, just a game where you receive an email every 5 seconds and you get that sound. You've got mail, and um, then yeah, and then. I was like, oh, maybe there's something there. And then I started to do a lot of research, and then I was like, okay, maybe we can create a game that it's kind of simulates the old internet and the old AOL email clients and all that stuff. I don't know how old you are. I remember those vividly. So yeah, this is what internet looked like back in the day. You can't really see. Yeah, this one is better. Yeah, like this is what internet looked like back in the day. You would connect with this stuff. You'd make that horrible sound that I have here. Like, what are you doing over there? Oh yeah, so you remember. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, yeah. So then yeah. So I kind of want to do something that makes people remember this, but I don't want to copy 100%. I also obviously I have Windows here, I have Mac. Um I'm trying to emulate this AOL window. Because the idea is that instead of hitting play in the game, you're gonna connect to the internet, and then you're gonna, once you connect to the internet, your email client would open, and you'd start getting like a bunch of emails. And in the beginning, you would get a lot of spam, some viruses, and also the idea is that, like, I'm trying to research some of the old like email chains that people would get that were quite popular in the 90s. And so among all the emails that you would get, the idea is that you would have some hidden stories going on, some emails that you actually want to follow through, and some that you would just throw it away. And as you progress in the game, you would you just get to automate a lot of the stuff, just like Rusty's. You can automate the planting, the water, the harvesting. Here you would also like automate the spam bot or the antivirus bot, or and that type of stuff. So that's kind of the idea. Um, but for the sheep game is just the idea is that is the goal is to be a very minimalist farming game about sheep. So for example, there is no main character like Stardew Valley. I don't want a character. I don't want you to be walking around with a character. That's why I created this camera where you can move around freely. And then um, I mean, I think you're talking about the other one, right? To be honest, this, I don't know if there's an audience. I think there is a big audience for idle games right now, because those are highly addictive, and as long as it's, I think as long as it is rewarding enough for people to keep playing, um, a lot of people might play. Like for example, I mean, I like Rusty's Retirement. I like Stardew Valley. I never plant anything in my life. I don't know anything about farming, so I like it. I like the topic. I like the type of game. It's rewarding enough. So that's kind of. I don't think this this type of game, and this is all prototype stuff, right? I mean, I did all this in Ace Sprite, but still, it's all prototyped. Um, so I think idle games is just about that people getting that dopamine drip, right? You've seen your game evolve with little to no penalty if you screw up, right? Um, and you just see the numbers go up, and the the game kind of evolving by itself with very little to no interaction. At the beginning, every idle game you need a little bit more interaction, like Rusty, if you have played. But after a while, the game can just play by itself, right? Um, and I think that's kind of the idea that I have over here. My goal, at least, would be, yeah, just create a game that is like rewarding enough, and uh, I don't think idle games are successful because of their specific theme, right? Oh, because they're farming games, because they're this, because they're that. I don't think so. I think it's just idle game is just this. It's just that game that is rewarding enough with little to no penalty, and the game is very automatable, right? You can automate a lot of it. That's kind of my take on it. And so let's see. Like I said, this is just a prototype that I had it. So I decided to take like a week to kind of work on and see how I can make it look. For now, I think it's looking good though. I did everything that you can see here. Like I did this stuff. Um, yeah, but let's see. Um, obviously it's heavily inspired by it. I mean, I didn't create out of thin air. It's heavily inspired by other stuff. Um, Steam is actually having a idol festival right now. I don't know if you saw it. Where is it? It's right here. I just bought a couple of games on it. Is it done? Oh, here. Yeah. I actually bought a couple of games here. So yeah, so if you like that type of game, just yeah, take a look at this. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool games in here. What is this? I didn't know this one. Dude, the cool thing about idle games is that these games cost $2, $3, and I think that's one of a big reason that why people just spend so much money on them because it's just so cheap. I have some hard times because I don't play games, but I enjoy creating stuff. Well, to be honest, it's kind of. I mean, I'm not that different, man. To be honest, I also create a lot more than I play. Obviously, if you look at my Steam library, it's gigantic. But to be fair, my Steam is only gigantic. It's very big. I have. Can I know? How do I see how many games I have? Is there like oh, I have like CS Simulation 130, 230, 225. But a lot of these games that I have because I've worked for AAA gaming companies, and usually these companies they will give you a like a um, Steam key that includes every single game they ever made, and will make. So um, so for example, I've worked uh, for Sega, so I and I so I do have a Steam key from them. So then basically if I look for them, Sega publisher, you can like every single one of these games is on my library, and a lot of them I never played. But even considering that, I still have a lot of games that I ended up buying and added to my backlog, and eventually I'll play a little bit of them. But nowadays I definitely create a lot more than I play. Uh because of yeah, family and work and priorities, right? I mean, right now I'm training for a marathon also, for example, so that also takes quite a chunk of my time. Yeah. But yeah, so let's see if we can get this. Yeah, but like thanks for joining. I really appreciate it when new people join. Obviously, you can see that I'm just starting out, and it's kind of hard to find a nice schedule. Today I wasn't even going to stream, to be honest, but I said to myself, well, since I'm gonna do some stuff, I might as well just turn the streaming on. What's the worst that could happen? Nadia. Oh, I just clicked on your name, and your game looks pretty cool though, right? Fear in the Facts Farm. I mean, it looks alright. It looks pretty cool. What do you? Oh, look, there's a little ghost over there. Nice. What do you what game engine are you using for this? Are you using Unity also as I am, or not really? I used to work with Unreal also, by the way, so I don't really have a preference. Let me wishlist it so you can whenever it comes out, I at least know about it. Oh, there's a demo out already. Okay, I'll definitely play the Unity. Nice. I'll definitely play the demo. Oh, netcode for game objects. That's what you mean. Sorry. Is that what you mean? Netcode for game objects, NGO? Yeah, I've been. What do you mean your part? I don't follow. Sorry. Nice. This looks really cool. Hey BTD, BTD Dgand 101. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining though. Yeah. Yeah, netcode for game objects. Yeah, I imagine that you mentioned that you said that. Yeah. I just didn't send it on part, but yeah. Yeah, I'm just checking out this game from Nadia. She's also on the chat. She's developing this in Unity, and apparently is multiplayer online PvP. Nice. Yeah, we're actually doing a lot of work with netcode for game objects on the company I work for during the day, because right now it's almost midnight where I am. And we started to actually develop a project with the new distributed authority network model that they have, which is it's been really cool because it's quite new. So we yeah we're facing a lot of challenges that, to be honest, haven't been solved yet. Host migration, yeah, like for example, if you with the distributed authority, host migration is basically take taking care for you, right? But it's not for every game. If your game is more of a like a co-op type game, but I don't know, no, it's a fear, yeah, multiplayer tossing game where you help complicated rivals. So yeah, for a competitive game, maybe distributed authority might not work that well, but yeah, it all depends on the type of game that you're making. But host migration, for example, is something that is taken care automatically. Yeah, but that happens. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you need to use some sort of backend to be able to manage that, or yeah. I mean, maybe take a look at distributed authority. It might be something that it works for you. I'm not even joking. If you're not familiar, are you familiar with it? So Unity distributed authority. It's like I said, it was launched last year, I think. First time they mention it on, but it's still in beta. Well, it's still in beta. Beta officially ended 31st, but I don't think they launched yet. But anyway, take a look at this. I really recommend you taking a look at this. Because if you're having a problem with the host migration, this might solve your issues. It's a little bit of a different mindset than you would have with client server or peer-to-peer. Well, yes, up to a point, but it still uses netcode for game object. And to be just to give you an example, like yes, you would have to refactor 100%, but it's not impossible. We migrated an entire project from Photon Fusion, not even netcode for game object, to this guy over here, because the type of project fit our um, fit this type of topology, and it was very worth it, and we did it right. So we moved away from a client server to a distributed authority model. It might be worth taking a look. Okay, I looked at it because you told me already once. Oh, I already told you. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, my mind goes. My mind is. Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah, it's good though. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. And if you come here to their main page, this video, um, it's the Unite talk that they gave last year. It's also really good. It explains really well how everything works. Yeah, I was watching some interviews about Rusty earlier on. I'll probably refactor. Yeah, like switching. To be honest, uh, the directors of my company, they wanted, because we had some issues with lagging, we had some issues with a bunch of stuff, and also we wanted to simplify the infrastructure, right? Uh, so they said, yeah, let's take a look at this distributed authority thing, and I was like, man, look, I really don't want to switch network solutions. Networking layer is the most complex layer of any game. You really don't want to do that. It's unpredictable what can happen. We can do it in 2 weeks or we can do it in 2 years. I don't know. It's really difficult. Luckily, we managed to actually do it in 2 weeks. The Oh, huh. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, I remember. I was also hanging around on a Code Monkey stream where I think he was creating like a simple course on that code for game objects, right? Like a tic-tac-toe or something. I remember that. Yeah. And I did mention distributed authority in there. It might have been to you. Ah, good. Oh, thanks for anyway. Thanks for finding me all the way all this time after that. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Um, but yeah, but I was heavily against it, the refactoring, the migration. But at the end of the day, we did it. We draw up a plan, broke the problems into small pieces, and tackle one at a time. And yeah, we did it. So yeah, I'm a big fan of distributed authority now, and although it's still not officially launched, but hopefully Unity will keep its word and will launch by the beginning of this year. That's what they say. But beginning of the year could be until June, I guess. Mm. Yeah. It's funny that yeah, so Now I need to start adding the sounds. So whenever I open this guy, all right, thanks for joining, Nadia. I really appreciate it, and congrats on your game. I did wish list. I will try the demo as soon as I have a little bit of time. But yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream if you enjoyed it. If not, it's also cool. Right. Forgot how do I?
jerks deliciously.
Mm-hmm. Need ideas. Sticker. How do I make this? This is actually quite nice. Well, actually, I also need icons for the. Oh, I do have the. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now I actually. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm good for today.